Today we're going to be dealing with the gravametrics. Now, there is a power break on the Enterprise, which when activated reduces the power down to 1% if the key is still activated. You have to unlock the release switch that's behind the deflector array to allow for the Sprite engine core to be capable of having full power. Then you have to realign the ship's gravimetric energy pressure station. This allows for the circuit to be complete and for the electricity to reach bright lightning strength. Once there, you have the mass can be manipulated between regular particle to particle, gravimetric, or geogravimetric. Geogravimetric is what's used for anti-gravity systems. When the anti-gravity system is turned on, it puts a field around the ship that can actually, making it sort of like a planet. It makes it so that the solar radiations don't affect it like a sun, like a planet would, deflects the sun. It's also used for steering momentums. When you think of a planet, the points around it all have different frequencies. The farther you go out, the farther you go north to south. These are the steering components for while you're in thrusters. The shields are 100% optimal the whole time this is on. To learn more about the anti-grav systems, the malfunction override default while in Earth's atmosphere. The 1% power usage, even if everything is turned off and locked, it will hold enough mass to hold the ship. So when the ship is fully off and parked, as far as still functioning turned off, the ship will not crash. It will just hover in its position over you, completely parked, not one man needing to be there. It will just be parked. 65% of the ship is water weight. 1 gallon of water equals 8.35 pounds. 50,000 gallons equals 417,000 pounds. When you add in 40% of minerals, that's 278,000 pounds. A 366 person crew, that's 62,280. And the Hubble telescope, that's 24,500 pounds. You come to, now with SP, we're not going to get into the shuttlecrafts yet, but you have to add in the 128 armored transport shuttles and the 78 security shuttles. These contribute to the full weight of the ship. Now, anti-gravity, you have to take the weight of the ship in an atmosphere and do its max falling speed. When you find its max falling speed, that is the amount of weight, pressure, strength you need to hold it up. So you do use that 1% concept, and that puts the default park at hovering. On top of matching the gravimetric anti-gravity field to your placement on the planetary system, because you don't want to destabilize the planetary shield, because 2 gravimetrics might throw it off, and you're gonna do bare minimals. Remember, part of the Prime Directive is not affecting stuff. While you're at helm, you do not disturb one grain of salt in the universe. You drive around it. You do not get into its flight path. You don't do anything. Luckily, the universe is built for this. And you go around the stuff. That is the full gravametrics, all the way through shields. Now, using the deflector array, you're able to, if you go behind the deflector array, you end up at the optic selection and the insertion area, where you're able to activate many different formats. Either the Hubble, either the deflector array, you can use it as a tractor beam, you can use it for a huge number of optics for using the array. A huge number of things you can use it for. This creates a huge amount of heat, and it requires water pressure systems. Luckily, the ship's 65% water, and as such, it is utilized through the systems, all the way down to the coolant and the turbo lifts. The turbo lifts are a multi-directional system of networks with all the turbo lift elevators inside. The water, using synchronized pressure converters, just like with the shields, can tell the water using the red light, yellow light, green light on how far the pressure moves the elevator cell. So, this is dealing in, it also deals with the holodeck and life support systems. It really is the conjoined thing. Now, we were dealing with the shields. You were able to use the anti-gravity shields, electromagnetic shields. That's sort of the same thing. It's electrostatic. It's a modulation frequency. You're able to use the deflector array because it's the anti-gravity. You're able to use the tractor beam as a shield. And all of this, you're still able to use a percentage of the water intake and create a wall, to lower blast areas and ranges if necessary. But remember, the more water you use, if you're not able to get to a planet and replenish it, you end up out of luck. Now, those are 4 of the 5 with the combative hull technology and escape pods. Every residence, every one of the crew quarters has an escape pod attached to it. Think of it like a storage. You put your few things in there, and when it's time to evacuate the ship, you're able to teleport to your personal one and break off. The life support systems, the escape pods, are non-functional until the captain has issued the self-destruct warning. Once that command has gone through, they activate, and teleporters are ingrained inside of them. So you're not using the ship's teleporters, you're using the escape pods. After this, you will fire them, and they will manually find each other and turn into a ship itself. Now, it will only have minute thruster speeds, which is 11 inches a second, but to Impulse. Impulse is from Earth to Neptune. Basically, I believe it's 2 light years per minute. So that's Earth to Neptune in 1 second. I'm so sorry. It's Earth to Neptune in 1 second. Thrusters are 11 inches a second. And warp 1 is 4 light years per minute. Now, the Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years. The closest star is 4 light years. So we're dealing with huge amounts of time. We'll get to that with the helm. That's in a whole different. But roughly, it's 18-day trip to cross the full distance of our galaxy. Andromeda is 2.2 million light years away, 21.219 times further than the 18 days, or 381.942 days to arrive at Andromeda, basically a year. So if you're on a 5-year mission with the Universal class starship, you're pretty much looking at some serious area you can go. I believe we'll cut that off today. It seems to be a lot to take in.